You are watching the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. First, the headlines. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq sends a cable of greetings to the President of the People's Republic of Bangladesh on the occasion of his country's independence anniversary. Russia continues its military operations in Ukraine, and the United States and the European Union announced a partnership to reduce the continent's dependence on Russian energy. And Pyongyang confirms the launch of the largest ICBM, and Washington, Seoul, and Tokyo condemn North Korea's missile test. Those were the headlines. Now for the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq sent a cable of greetings to His Excellency President Mohammed Abdul Hamid of the People's Republic of Bangladesh on the occasion of his country's independence anniversary. One of President Vladimir Putin's closest allies warned the United States that the world could spiral towards a nuclear dystopia if Washington pressed on with what the Kremlin cast as a long-term plot to destroy Russia. Dmitry Medvedev, who was president from 2008 to 2012 and is now Deputy Secretary of Russia's Security Council, said that the United States had conspired to destroy Russia as part of a primitive game since the 1991 fall of the Soviet Union. The views of Medvedev gives an insight into the thinking within the Kremlin as Moscow faces the biggest confrontation with the West since the 1962 Cuban Missile Crisis. The United States has repeatedly said that it doesn't want the collapse of Russia and that its own interests are best served by a prosperous, stable, and open Russia. Moscow signaled today it was scaling back its ambitions in Ukraine to focus on territory claimed by Russian-backed separatists as the Ukrainian forces went on the offensive, recapturing territory on the outskirts of the capital, Kyiv. In the first big sign that Western sanctions on Russia were impacting investment from China, sources said that state-run Sinopec Group, Asia's biggest oil refiner, had suspended talks on a petrochemical investment and a venture to market Russian gas. Russian troops have failed to capture any major city, an assault that Western countries believe was aimed at swiftly topping President Volodymyr Zelensky's government was halted at the gates of Kyiv. Battle lines near Kyiv have been frozen for weeks, with two main Russian armored columns stuck northwest and east of the capital. In Bucha, 25 kilometers northwest of Kyiv, a small group of Ukrainian troops armed with anti-tank missiles was digging foxholes. Russia said U.S. claims that Moscow might be planning a chemical weapons attack in Ukraine are an attempt to distract from what the Kremlin describes as a secret biological weapons labs operated by the U.S. in Ukraine. Kremlin spokesperson Dmitry Peskov said that there were many open questions. The White House has dismissed Russian statements about the U.S. biolabs in Ukraine as preposterous. North Korea's resumption of long-range missile tests, including a flight of its largest ever weapon, puts it closer than ever to having a reliable way of delivering multiple nuclear warheads anywhere in the United States. North Korea reported its latest launch was the Hwasong-17, a huge new intercontinental ballistic missile ICBM fired yesterday in a test that leader Kim Jong-un said was designed to demonstrate the might of its nuclear force and deter any U.S. military moves. It was the first full-scale ICBM test launched since 2017, with a range that the Japanese government said probably exceeds 15,000 kilometers. The missile fired yesterday could strike targets anywhere in the world outside of a few countries in South America and parts of Antarctica. Global stock markets were mixed today after Western governments promised new sanctions on Russia. London and Shanghai declined while Tokyo gained and Frankfurt was little changed. Oil prices declined but stayed above 110 US dollars per barrel. Oil continued to slide a little today as the United States and allies consider releasing more oil from storage to cool the markets. Brent crude oil fell 1.3% to $117.78 per barrel, and U.S. crude down to 1.6% to $110 a barrel. But prices were still very high by a historic standard. Oman oil price declined today by over 3 US dollars, reaching $112.29 per barrel. The monthly average of Oman oil price March 2022 delivery reached 83 US dollars and 62 cents per barrel, thus 10 US dollars and 48 cents higher than February 2022 delivery price. The Association for Children with Disabilities launched the 6th Unity Charity Exhibition at Fraser Suisse in Boucher. The event was held under the auspices of Her Excellency Asila bin Salim As-Samsamiya, the Undersecretary of the Ministry of Commerce, Industry and Investment Promotion for Investment Promotion. More details in the following report.
Within its endeavors to support small and medium enterprises and highlight their products, especially after the impacts of the COVID-19 pandemic, the Association for Children with Disability inaugurated the 6th edition of the Unity Charity Exhibition.
What we can see here, it is cooperation and collaboration with SMEs, companies and small businesses and startups as well in fashion industry for female, and it's the right timing as well, as it's the income of will be generated by this exhibition will contribute honestly to the to support the Association for Children with Disability. And as a government, we're really very proud to see such an initiative, and I think we need to support and encourage more of those to be not only in the local market, but also to take them and outscale outside the neighbor market or regional market as well, and maybe to form quite a good we call it alliance with other ladies across the Gulf region to do similar job.
We, the Association of Children with Disability, are so proud to organize the 6th Unity Expo. We aim to raise funds for children with disability, and we aim to support small and medium enterprises.
More than 100 female entrepreneurs took part in the exhibition through multi-service pavilions and various consumer supplies and products.
I specialize in women abaya. I have different designs such as handmade, dantel, and other fabrics. I participated here to support the efforts of the association.
I have different designs. I make my designs by myself. Sometimes I receive the requests from my customer, and I make the designs for them. I am here to support the association.
Under one roof, visitors to the Unity Charity Exhibition can find a wide collection of clothing, accessories, perfume, and other items needed for Ramadan and Eid celebrations. For the Sultanate of Oman Television, صالح بن خلفان الرحبي, Muscat.
In a pioneering step in developing charitable endowment assets, endowment shares were launched in the wilayas of Samail and Bahla under the patronage of His Excellency Sheikh Hilal bin Saeed Al Hajri, Al-Dakhiliya Governor. This step comes to manage and increase charitable endowment funds in order to contribute its proceeds to serving the public interest, specifically to serve families in need and other charitable projects. In order to develop endowment assets projects, the Ministry of Endowments and Religious Affairs digitalized many services to facilitate access to them and to establish the concept of governance in managing funds. The University of Technology and Applied Sciences in Ibri College of Technology held a ceremony to mark the graduation of the 10th and 11th batches of its students. More details in the following report.
On an evening full of happiness, joy, and elegance, the University of Technology and Applied Sciences in Ibri College of Technology celebrated the graduation of the 10th and 11th batches of its students.
Today I am very happy. After 5 years of stress, I am graduating today and with my head held high.
I want to say thanks to my family for supporting me, and I'm so proud of myself of what I've achieved till this day. The journey of 5 years wasn't easy. It was full of joy and challenges, but if someone asks me about what the best days I've spent, I will say I spent them in this place.
904 graduates obtained their bachelor degrees, advanced diplomas, and technical diplomas in the fields of business studies, information technology, and engineering.
It's our pleasure that we graduate from this university. So there's many things that I would like to say. First to my teachers, also my family, also my friends. I appreciate all the moment that I spent here in this college.
For this 5 years is more challenging and difficult things, but I work very hard and I am there. For 5 years of my study, I would like to thank all teacher and advisor to help me for reach this day.
Graduation represents a new stage in the life of graduates. As they obtained their degrees, they step forward towards pursuing new endeavors. After years of constant dedication, these ambitious graduates will join the Sustainable Development March of our dear country in various fields. From the University of Technology and Applied Sciences in Ibri, صالح بن خلفان الرحبي, الظاهرة, Governorate.
Congratulations, everyone. Over 480 million Omani Riyals is the investment volume in Nizwa Industrial City. That was revealed during the seminar Nizwa Industrial City, Reality and Aspirations. The seminar included a number of work papers on investment in industrial cities. The seminar also revealed the vision of the public establishment for industrial estates Madain to improve the industrial cities and stimulate industrial investment in the upcoming period. It's worth mentioning that there are 11 industrial cities across all the governorates of the Sultanate of Oman. Nizwa Industrial City, and since its establishment's 28 years back, managed to attract a large number of industrial projects. The seminar aims to acquaint investors with the incentives and investment facilities that are rendered by Madain. The seminar also highlighted the main investment projects in Nizwa Industrial City, in addition to challenges facing the implementation of these projects. It also threw light on the industrial complexes, economic diversification in industrial projects, and investment opportunities in the sector, as well as facilities rendered by the banks to investors to establish projects in the industrial cities. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's news bulletin, here are the main points once again. His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq sends a cable of greetings to the President of the People's Republic of Bangladesh on the occasion of his country's independence anniversary. Russia continues its military operations in Ukraine, and the United States and the European Union announced a partnership to reduce the continent's dependence on Russian energy. And Pyongyang confirms the launch of the largest ICBM, and Washington, Seoul, and Tokyo condemn North Korea's missile test. With that, we come to the end of tonight's news bulletin. From all of us here at the newsroom and the studios is good night and stay safe.